Okay, I'm gonna do a video right now on the snooze button. Um, so growing up, I speak a lot about how I've always been conscious of my dreams, and it's always been like going to a place. When I was told to go to bed, I go through a period of that unconscious, non-conscious type of feeling. It's not really an unconscious. That's why I say non-conscious, because it's still there. It's just like everything shuts down and you're just kind of waiting, I guess. You're just kind of waiting for the next input, I guess, the next experience. And then all of a sudden, you kind of are there. That's kind of how I explain it, because it's not an unconscious, it's a non-conscious. Anyways, that's a whole nother discussion. But I'm talking about snooze button on it. So growing up, you know, and like I said too, I've in order for me to get out of that non-conscious, I had to wake up where okay, my body now is starting to move and it's pulling me out of that and bringing me back to the physical reality, and so that's pulling me out of that non-conscious. Or my parents would come in and physically try to wake me up, or, you know, make a sound or shake me or whatever, and say, wake up, time for school, or, you know, time for church, or wherever we're going. You know, we're going on boating today, we're going camping this weekend, get up, we gotta go, we're going to Disneyland, jump in the car, you know, let's go, we gotta make the airport, all that kind of stuff. So whatever your life entails, you're always being woke up from that. So now the snooze button is something that, as you get out of your childhood and you get more in your in your teens, and even, you know, later childhood, you start to use the snooze button, because you're going to set an alarm clock to wake up for different things, because you're going to want to get up on your own now. So you're going to need something to pull you out of that non-conscious state. And so, you know, we set up alarm clocks, and people don't always get up on the first, you know, ring on the alarm. So they've set up the snooze button. Very handy, because it usually is set for 9 minutes. That's the default, and you know, some you can adjust or whatever, set different, you know, types of snoozes, where it's beeping or an alarm type of thing, or music, or, you know, you can set it all and customize it, you know, for it to keep waking you up and keep waking you up and keep waking you up at certain intervals at you know, different ways or whatever. So that's one of the most terrible things to do, because you just keep throwing yourself back and forth from that non-conscious to that conscious state of mind, and you're basically zipping through hypnagogia and hypnopompia, and then you have the other states that people want to talk about, and then you end up really messing up your head. It happens so quickly. So it's not a very long process, because that snooze button, you slap it right when it goes off, or it might go off for the full set time that you set it to go off for, or whatever. So, but it's one of the most terrible things to get woken up from, because you can't get the grasp of where you just came from or what's happening, and so it's not a very good transition, and it confuses people. In fact, I've made a video about how, when I was a teenager, I would just incorporate the snooze sound into my dream. It would be just a sound in my dream, and I would not even pay attention. So I'd sleep right through snoozes and stuff like that. So what I'm basically saying is, this is all about the snooze and how it interrupts, but it interrupts a very quick interval. You know, 10 minutes or whatever, 9 minutes, or even 6 minutes, or whatever your interval is. It's still very quickly when you're talking about, you know, falling asleep and waking up and falling asleep, and, you know, in between. And no matter how tired you are, and then of course, the more tired you are, a lot of times when you get interrupted, you're really going to have stuff going on, because you're so tired that you end up confusing the two and stuff, and that can be really, really weird. But anyways, always try to know where you're coming from, which reality, and always know where you leave off as you're coming from that, and always try to pick it up and understand where you're coming back when you come back from both realities, the physical and the non-physical, and you're going to have a much better understanding of life and what's going on. Of course, what you choose to do in the non-physical is totally up to you and how you want to do it. And a lot of people have a hard time getting a grasp on it, and I totally understand that, because like I've told everybody, I've been dealing with this since as long as I can remember. and it has not been a fun life for me until I got older. And now it's a very nice lucid life, is how I use the term, because that's what's been put out there as far as this type of stuff is lucidity, or awareness and stuff. So you have an awareness life or whatever. But anyways, on that note, good night and lucid dreams.